Can we just admit that we are in some deep shit in Canada, right? Um, if I didn't have obligations here, I'd leave. I'd totally leave. This country is with its mandates and Emergency Measures Act implementation and just the curbing of rights, free speech on the internet. They want to regulate that. So, if you want any more proof that leftist governments out there want you to eat bugs, right? In the future, we're not talking like tomorrow. I know everyone will be like, well, no, I can still grab a steak tomorrow, bruh. No. Talking about like 10 years in the future, right? 2030 to 2035. They want you eating bugs, right? And we're seeing this in Holland with the farmer protest. And Trudeau wants something similar in Canada, where he wants to cut emissions for climate change by 30%, and he's going after fertilizer, right? So this article here by Brian Lilly in The Sun, okay, he talks about Dutch farmers have been blocking the highways, supermarkets, food distribution centers over a policy that is similar to what we could see in Canada here. And he goes on to warn, and I know the libtards out there that'll be like, defend Trudeau at any cost. But he goes on to warn that you're going to see more protests like the trucker convoy, right? It'll be farmers. I guarantee you it'll be truckers as well, right? And all the people will cry and clutch their pearls, say this is an insurrection, sedition, as if no one's protested a government before demanding they quit. But, it's just bad when it's not a lefty doing it, right? Anyways, I digress. So he goes on to talk about the farmers in the Netherlands, right? They got to reduce their nitrous oxide emissions by 50% by 2030. And Canada, the government is moving forward with a plan to reduce emissions from fertilizer by 30% to help Canada's greenhouse gas emissions targets. For most farmers, this means reducing fertilizer usage by 30%, which means lower crop yields, less food that you need to eat to survive, lower income for farm families, and higher prices for families at the grocery store. But that is not the end game, folks. And I know this is going to be some tinfoil hat wearing shit, right? But it's bugs. They don't want cow farts. They don't want fertilizer used for crops. It's bugs. That's what we're going to be eating in 10 years, right? So there are fertilizers that have a similar GHG footprint, but they cost more. Don't increase crop yields in the same way, and in some cases see plastics injected into the soil as part of the slow release formula. So the Trudeau government pulled a 30% reduction target out of thin air. Let's see. But basically, this is the gist of the article. This is what I want to get to, all right? This is what he wants to do. Of course, he's going to describe it as a voluntary reaction. Yeah, like vaccines, right? That was completely voluntary. Anyways, this is what he wants to do. This is a government. The problem with this is a government that is more focused on its moral image or whatever, right? Its morality rather than what's best for the people of the country. What I'm trying to say is this guy's willing to punish Canadians with higher prices and everything just because he's like, climate change. In Canada, not even a major, we're not even a major polluter in this world, but his ego just won't let him, it won't let him relax. I don't know what to say. So what's the end goal here? It's to make you eat bugs. And if you don't believe me, right? Here's a couple of headlines here. They're healthy, they're sustainable, that's the buzzwords, right? So why don't humans eat more bugs? I don't know, because they're fucking disgusting, right? That's why. Unless I was starving, would I be eating a bug, okay? They're talking about the crickets of the Indian Ocean Islands. Like, they're trying to convince you that, no, it's not disgusting at all. It's all well and good, right? Because it's sustainable. And we got to save the planet. This is the same planet where, back in 2000, whatever it was, when Al Gore is talking about the ice caps are going to flood everything and we're all just going to drown underwater, right? These people have been saying the planet was going to die since the 70s, right? Before it was an ice age. Something happened there, though. That changed. No ice age. Now we're all just going to burn up and to ash. If you want to save the planet, the future of food is insects. Now, anytime I know if you go to somebody and you say, you know what, this is what they want you eating bugs. If they're not the type of person to pay attention to what's going on in the world around them, they're going to look at you like you're a conspiracy theorist, right? My advice to you would be just Google, right, eat bugs, and look at all the articles, right? The biggest problem with eating insects isn't the ew factor. If you want to save the planet, the future of food is insects. How humans eating insects could help save the planet. All of these articles, this is social engineering. This is like when they try to get people to quit smoking. They start putting warning labels on with graphic pictures, taking away the colors, making so that you can't even see it on display, right? Raise the taxes, increase the cost, so it's untenable to even smoke. And that's what's going to happen with eating meat. Meat prices have already skyrocketed in the past year. They're going to go up. I would suggest to anybody, and this is what I'm doing, is get on with a buddy, buy a half cow and have it slaughtered, and get a big friggin' chest freezer and start freezing it. I mean, eventually it's going to run out, but the prices are going to go up through the roof even more, right? They want you eating bugs. And the Trudeau governments around the world have put themselves on this pedestal, this moral pedestal, and say, you know what? This is so bad, this impending doom. We're only given if we're only given 12 years to live, if we're past that threshold, well, shit, let's go out eating filet mignon rather than eating grasshoppers and crickets. That's what I say, okay? If we're already doomed, why do they keep pushing this? Because we're not doomed, right? It's part of their agenda, which makes me sound like a nut, I realize, but I mean, I'm not wrong. Just Google this stuff, right? They talk about eating bugs, all the mainstream media and whatnot. So what they would rather do is punish people for their own sense of morality because they think they're doing right. And it doesn't matter whether you can eat bread, right, vegetables, meat. No, it's going to be bugs. But don't forget, these people will always have enough money to eat their meat. That sounded off. But anyways, I don't know what the answer is. Well, I do, but I can't say it because I'll probably get knocks on my door or something. But anyways, folks, we're well and truly fucked.